Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to, I'm going to switch to the other camera view very briefly, another live stream of me reacting to even more of my old music. Last time we left off after we finished Nebula, and now I'm hoping to get through pretty much all of my sixth form tracks until we get to our first year uni track, which is Snakebite. So I don't know how long this is going to take. It'll probably take a couple hours. But before we actually get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a brief bit of context as to what this stream is, why I'm doing it, and how important the sixth form era of music actually is. So, very briefly, so what I'm doing at the moment is I am basically reacting to every single track I have ever produced, all the way from the first few tracks I produced in GarageBand back in 2013, all the way to the remix I released a few weeks ago in 2021. So I'm doing it because I just thought it would be enjoyable for you guys to take a look at like my production history just as it in its entirety, basically going through every single thing and just taking a look. And you know, I might do this in the future because I find it enjoyable and I know a lot of people enjoy this sort of thing as well. It's just a little bit of sort of my history, if you like, and going into my stuff in a bit more depth, which is enjoyable for a lot of people. So I'm going to very briefly talk about what it meant, what happened in sixth form. For those of you that don't know what sixth form is, if you're watching in America or you're just not aware what sixth form is, basically, when you finish year 11 in the UK, you have to go to either sixth form, you can go to college, or you can do an apprenticeship. The students like me that are considered more academic students are told to go to sixth form. Which is basically where you do your A-levels, you do your sixth form, you do your A-levels between when you're 16 and when you're 18, and then when you finish sixth form, you can go to university, or you can just go straight and get a job. I know people that did both. So, the reason why sixth form was so important for me was because I chose a sixth form that did music technology. So for my sixth form, I did I did chemistry, I did maths, I did computer science, and I also did music technology, which was incredible. First year was not as interesting because it was more of a focus on the history of different eras of music like rock and roll, hip hop, disco, things like that, and then a little bit about music, actual like music technology. But then second year was where it really started to go wild. But in general, taking music technology was one of the best things I have ever done. And the reason why is because I just had the opportunity to learn so much in that time period. I was making music like all the time. I was making music at home. I was making music whilst I was at school. I was doing it after school as well. I was doing it for coursework. I was surrounded by people that also enjoy doing music tech. I was surrounded by people who were in bands and needed their stuff recorded by a sound engineer, so I would go ahead and do that. We learned all the things you would ever want to learn about music production. So we learned how to mic up different instruments like drums. That was a nightmare, but that was, you know, kind of important. Things like drums, guitars, basses, all the different bits of hardware and software that you'd ever want to know about. And then later on we learned about synthesis, we learned about automation, all the things you'd ever want to know about: compression, EQ, multiband compression, panning, stereo spreading, and just every effect under the sun that you'd ever want to learn about, which was incredibly enjoyable for me. I loved every second of it, and all the work that we did as well. There was also a little bit of music theory that legally we had to do, which was a bit less fun. But overall, like, everything was just amazing, and I was surrounded by colleagues who equally enjoyed producing music the same way I did. I know some of them went to become DJ, some of them are still at university right now, some of them have just recently graduated, the same as me. So it's been kind of incredible. It's been incredible for everybody, and I know that they all really enjoyed it. So yeah, without a doubt, music tech is one of the best subjects, if not the best subject I've ever taken. And I would so happily do it again. It was just absolutely amazing. And it was so crucial for me as a producer. If I never did music tech, I would have never reached this stage when it comes to production. And you can see, this is kind of what this stream is going to be proof of. This stream is a good example of how I progressed from when I started music tech in 2016, September 2016, and finished in July 2018. There's a big change in my level of production, and it just keeps getting better. So, I've got a nice British cup of tea here with me, so that's going to be fun. So yeah, I'm hoping more people join us today. I can't guarantee anything. I haven't really advertised the stream super heavily, but I would like it if more people joined, because that would be kind of nice. But we'll see what happens. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the first track that I ever produced. The first EDM track that I consider to be produced, which is Show Me the Limit. And this is a big throwback for me, because... yeah, as I said, it's just, at the time when I made this, I thought this was amazing. I thought this was the best track I'd ever produced. And I look at it now, and it is so bad. And the reason why it's bad is because it's just, there's so many things that I just didn't know how to do. I didn't know how to mix properly. I didn't know how to master. This track was not mastered at all. I just finished it, and then that was it. I didn't master it. There's a lot of techniques that I didn't know how to do, and I also just didn't have, so I couldn't implement them and make them better. So there was I didn't know how to use multiband compression. I didn't know how to use normal compression properly. I just barely knew how to use EQ. And at the time, I didn't have any parametric EQs. I only had single band EQs or multiband EQs, which was a bit crap. What else? There was no sidechaining. I didn't know how to sidechain, and I couldn't sidechain at this point in time. I didn't really know how to use a lot of techniques. So I'll have a listen to this and in as much detail as I can and try and pick out what I knew how to add and what was missing, because this is a very bad track. So this is going to be very, very interesting, I think. I'm just going to bring up my phone very quickly just so I can see people in the chat, because this is normally how I view people anyway. So there we go. Just going to put that there. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream, don't forget to follow. There might be more streams like this in the future. So here we go. This is the first track that I consider my first EDM track, and that is Show Me the Limit. What a weird name. Honestly, I don't know why I picked this name in particular. So this was made using Mixcraft 8, which is... I don't use it anymore. I use Mixcraft 9 now, which is not really that much different, but... plus a couple of like samples that I found, but most of it is like I use the stock plugins from Mixcraft, which are really not that great. So all the stock synths, all the stock VSTs, and all the effects plugins and things like that, all the processing, all the samples that I used also came from Mixcraft's library, which is why it's so horrific. But yeah, the introduction is not too bad. Like there's like this really nice bass drop, but the rest of it is just horrible. So let's go. That kick is horrible. It's too punchy and it's not bassy enough. The rhythm's too dry. The hi-hats are weird. The clap's okay. It's like a classic 808 clap. Then we've got the breakdown, which is just... all the elements are there. You got the lead and you got like some chords, but there's like no layering whatsoever and there's no reverb. It's just horrible. It's also too short, and there's just no texture. Okay, that build, to be fair, that build was a sample that I found from like a free cymatics pack, and that was okay. But it creates too much tension for what it's about to become. So this is going to be interesting. Also, this build is horrible. Oh god, the bass and the drop as well, it's just not very EDM-y. I tried to layer it up a bit with like an extra synth underneath, and you've got that the 808 sort of whistle, and it just doesn't work. It's just so bad. I remember listening to this on the bus and thinking that it was amazing. Oh, we've got some crowd effects coming. Yeah. Okay, this was okay, but again, still really bad. The arpeggio is not bad in the background. What's happened to my glasses? Yeah. I'll deal with that in a minute, because we're about to enjoy a synth solo. Again, it's just so light. It's just a pad, the lead, the one root note in the background, and like a really flat rhythm. There's nothing else. It's so basic. And we've got the same build up again. That horrible sound. It's just terrible. There's no variation in this either. I've just copied and pasted it. There's no sidechaining either. I forgot to mention sidechaining is a really, really crucial part of EDM, and there's just no sidechaining at all. There's no... The sounds that I've used just aren't interesting at all. There's nothing to it. There's a pad though. Yay, that was it. So that was Show Me the Limit. That was my first ever real EDM track, and yeah, I don't know, it's just not the best thing in the world. At this point you can tell that I know how to use like the basic synths. I knew how to use the synths in Mixcraft. I didn't have a MIDI keyboard like this. I had to use the built-in keyboard, so you have to play it on like your actual computer keyboard. That was done on like the family computer that I had downstairs, and I was so hyped about it as well. But it's just so bad. This one was bad, but Apart For You, which is the next one, is actually a little bit worse. It's very similar in style. I was trying to do like the same sort of thing, and I was trying to introduce sounds that I just didn't know how to do, so they just ended up sounding so bad. This is why I'm a bit skeptical about trying to introduce things when you don't know how to do them. Like trying to be professional when you are not a professional just often causes you to fall, stumble and fall over. So, and this was sort of the stage that I was at. I was doing this sort of stuff and I just didn't really have much of a clue. So, moving on to the next track, we have Apart For You, which is another terrible, another terrible EDM track of mine. I'm just going to stop the jazz music. This one was very, very, very similar, but still just not great. That's my vocals there. But I wanted to start off with a light kick, so this kind of worked. So this is a different kick, but it's still not great. The same rises as well. Breakdown, pretty much the same thing. The lead sound is not actually that bad. I think if it had a bit more reverb it would have been cool, but the layering in this, there's just nothing. There's no bass. It's just one note that I'm pressing all over again. It's just not good. Terrible, terrible drop. Terrible drop. Do you know what's funny? I'm pretty sure I based this on Spooky Scary Skeletons, and like you would have never known because it just doesn't sound like it at all. God, it's just so bad. It's just so bad. And here we come. This is my vocals coming in right now. You ready? No matter what you say, no matter what you do. Ah, terrible. There'll always be a path for you. Lots of auto-tune on that, by the way. No matter what you say. So this is actually, in my opinion, a better breakdown than Show Me the Limit because there's more to it. There's reverb in the snares. The vocals are okay. Like they add a little. Even if the vocals are bad, the actual idea of them is quite nice. No matter what you do, there'll always be a path for you. Another build. A bit smoother than the last one, but the drop is just terrible. That shout there, I actually quite liked that. That was okay. You got the raw vocals for A Path for You? Really? How would you have that? Or did it get lost in your old PC? Ruh, ruh, ruh. You hear that? That was me trying to do a dubstep sound. Ready? That there. Ready? Hang on. That was me thinking I was doing dubstep. That's like the worst dubstep I've ever heard. It's just terrible. And then the fade out was nice. That was another like free sample that I stole. But you can see the whole video, the production is not great because it's literally just that screen all the way until the end. It's just a still image with no fades or anything like that. So this is where the production was also really bad. And the cover art was not great either. So yeah. Description basically just doesn't exist. That was great. But yeah, terrible song. It's just everything about this. There's no layering. There's just nothing to it. It might have gotten lost, but I recorded it when you played it on stream once. That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, so there's a lot of problems with the elements that I used in this. There's no sidechaining, there's no layering. The actual synths that I've used are really bad and really like just crap. They're all stock synths. They're not the sort of stuff that you'd want to use, pretty much. The transitions were better, but still very, very basic. And you can tell I'm just reusing the same stuff from the old stream. So not the old stream, from Show Me the Limit. I don't know what's going on. I can't speak today. But then the next track after this is not exactly much better. So the next track is a 17-minute loop of Pirates of the Caribbean over and over again. So this might get me copyrighted. That was literally it. I was playing that over and over again in my software and just being like, yeah, let's make a loop out of this. So I did. And it's just the worst thing. Look how bad this cover art is as well. This was when I was using a tool called Panzer to do the backgrounds. And you had like these big sort of old explosive effects. And I just slapped on a bunch of old text. All the text just doesn't go with each other. And there's lightning in the corner as well. It just doesn't work. Oh, this was so funny though, because it's got a few dislikes. It's so bad as well. The swung rhythm's not bad. But the next track is very interesting. So before, I said that Nebula was the last GarageBand track. Okay, so that's wrong. Nova is actually the last GarageBand track. So let's take a listen. This was uploaded in August of 2017. So this is me almost going into my second year of uni. The quality of this is a bit weird, I don't know why, but this isn't exactly a great track. It's very similar to Nebula, go figure. So it's difficult to compare to all the other stuff, but the start was okay. And then you can hear the stuff is like slowly coming in with the filters. That was nice. Yeah, something's really wrong with the audio quality there. The chord sequence is nice, it's very trancey. The text is also not too bad either. Okay, so this isn't too bad for its time. And then I bring in like the main sort of drop. And then this is bad, because it's really flat, there's no side chaining. The actual layering was a bit better, because now there's bass, and now there's like a little bit of harmony on top, which was okay. But it's still not great. But again, this is all it is, it's just very repetitive. Oh, bit of syncopation there, that was an upgrade. Okay, that had no transitions whatsoever, so that's not good. Okay, so now we've got some kind of breakdown. Oh, okay, I remember this bit. So this is the part of GarageBand where I learned how to modulate things by moving my finger, and this was actually pretty cool. You'll hear it in a second. It sounds like a sort of like a shake. It's called a vibrato effect. You'll hear it in a second. There. So that was okay. Again, still not great. This isn't exactly very creative. Oh, here comes the build. Whoa. Yeah, just overall, just not great at all. And there's just no side chaining. It's just horrible. I just love listening to this stuff and just comparing it to my current work and thinking how much of a change there is. And then obviously asking myself, why has that change come about? You can see that all the elements are there. I just don't have all the techniques yet, and I will get there, so... I've got an outro this time. It's funny how I had outros for the GarageBand stuff. And there we go. That was the last GarageBand song. So before I move on to the next one, I just want to point out that the next track is something that I started doing for the benefit of people, where I basically started making free rap or hip-hop instrumentals for people to rap over completely for free. You know, they were all royalty free and they could just rap over them. It wasn't like until a few years later that I discovered that someone stole the second one, which is really strange. I can't believe how I never noticed that before, and I found it on like an alternate account as well, so it's really weird. Anyway, so the next one is Free Rap Instrumental 1 by Tyler Brooker. A track that probably nobody used, but it did get some downloads on SoundCloud, so that was more promising. That's kind of what I wanted. Here we go. I actually thought this was cool, and I should probably point out I made another mistake. This was made on GarageBand, so... Was it? No, it wasn't, sorry. Was this made on GarageBand? I can't remember. It might have been. I think this was made on Garage... Oh, no, it was made on Mixcraft. I think it's because I uploaded it, or like I processed it through GarageBand. So 1, 2, 3, and 5, I'm pretty sure are made in Mixcraft. But number 4 is made in Logic, so we'll get to that. So anyway, carrying on. I'm pretty sure Cell is getting PTSD from hearing this song, aren't you? It sounds very familiar, doesn't it? You program a program and I'll get back to that in a minute, don't worry. Perfect for diss tracks, I think. Okay, yeah, I can hear the Mixcraft elements now. Element. It's a good thing I still don't have that. I actually deleted the original track, so I hope you don't have it. They don't need to know what we're talking about, though. Part of me still wishes I had it, so I could show Lizzie, but I also don't want to because it's really shameful. And you're right, I don't have to care, but I'm always here and I'm always there. I'm benevolent, relevant, prevalent, so I'll care for you even if you don't care, or something like that. I can't remember the lyrics. This wasn't too bad. It's just simple. It's just a simple beat for people to, you know, rap to practice to, and that's all I wanted. I wanted to help people out. Let's see if I can remember the fast bit. Hang on. So at your age, when I'm on the stage, I take the grades, I play to turn the page. I get the grades, I play the bass even while it's late. I got all the mates, checkmate. I'm out of phase and back in phase. You're the snake and I'm the cage. I can't remember the lyrics. All mine to fake. I'm made to amaze. And there's like a little laugh at the end. This was okay. This was okay for what it was. Simple instrumental, nothing too serious needed, no serious processing. It was fun, kind of. Yeah, so a decent bit of context for that. So that was during the diss track era. 2017 was definitely the diss track era when all like the Sidemen and a bunch of YouTubers were doing diss tracks. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do one as well. And it was on someone that I didn't really like, that sort of some of us knew. It was in one of our old Discord groups that someone was being a bit of a prick. And I thought, you know what, fuck it, let's make a diss track on him, just to test my creative limits. So I found out as much shit as I could about him, and I just made this. He never found out about it, but I had a lot of fun. So, moving on to the second one. Okay, so I'll give a bit of context to this one. This one was based on... I should also mention that the first one was actually based on KSI's Keep Up, which was actually not bad. You'll hear the strings are very similar. This one is based on KSI's Kilimanjaro. It's very, very, very similar, I think. Kilimanjaro, something like that. I can't remember. He's probably never going to see this, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to laugh if this gets copyrighted by like Kilimanjaro for being too similar. And yeah, this one was just really, really, really simple. There was nothing to it. It's just this over and over again. I'm going to skip forward a bit. There's like a build-up. I'm surprised out of the 5 that they could have chosen that somebody actually took this one. I can't really say stole because it is free, so it doesn't matter. The bass was good. The sub bass was a bit better. Could have had a bit of distortion, I think. Sounds very sort of ethnic. And that was it. That one was pretty simple. That one, just, yeah, nothing to it again. But it's all that it needed to be. So, okay, moving on to the next one. The next one is Shark, or S.H.A.R.K. I don't know why I titled it like that. I think I was just thinking that I'm being cool. But yeah, this one is really bad. This is another EDM track that I did, and it was just not great. Yeah, let's have a listen. Okay, there's another sample. Oh, that kick is bad. And then there's a build-up here, which is horrible. I just find build-ups like this just really cringy. Another sample. Okay, this lead was okay. This was a very EDM-y sound, so this was getting better. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, there's a fade-in. Ta-da! Fade-in, production value. Here we go. Okay, there was a bit of automation on the reverb there, so suddenly you can hear the reverb build, like get more reverberated and then stop, which is actually really good. This shows that I've learned how to use automation. Okay, more layers, good. Oh, this is when I started using Nightlife. So Nightlife was a synth that I got from Mixcraft that was meant to be for like dance tracks. I thought, oh, this would be perfect. It's not great, but at the time, it's a lot better than what I used to have. So yeah. Oh, this build is really bad. There's like nothing to it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my god. Okay, so this does actually have sidechaining, but it's using an old, really buggy sidechain plugin that I found that was just really bad. I think it was like Dex or Dexterity or something like that, Dexa, something along those lines, and it wasn't great. It was just really buggy. It was the reason why my programs kept crashing. So this is another sort of side story I'm just going to explain very quickly. So so I wanted my stuff to be sidechained. I knew what sidechaining was now, because we're about to go into my second year of sixth form, where things started to really take off, and I knew a lot more about like processes and stuff like that. So I knew what sidechain was, and I knew how it worked. I couldn't do it in Mixcraft because Mixcraft didn't really have the capabilities to do sidechaining, because you can't make buses and like add stuff to buses in the same way that you can do in Logic Pro, which is what I was used to doing. So I had to find external plugins, free plugins, VSTs, that could provide like a fake form of sidechaining. In the future, I would use a very famous one that a lot of EDM producers use called Kickstart by a guy called Romeo, or company called Romeo, whatever. That's probably the best one, and there's no problems with that whatsoever. But this one that I was using was a really shit free version that it was just so bad. The sidechaining was too quick, and it was really difficult to control properly, and it also wasn't strong enough. You couldn't get it to be as strong as like I wanted it to be. So this in general was just not great. It was just really bad. And it was the reason why all of my projects kept crashing in the future. And I didn't understand until I basically took out each of my plugins one by one to figure out exactly which one was causing the crash. Eventually, I took out this one, the sidechaining one. We'll call it Dex. I took out Dex, and then suddenly everything worked again. And I realised, oh no, this sidechaining plugin, which is kind of crucial to my EDM production, is what's causing everything to crash. And I thought, well, what am I supposed to do? So I had to find another one. So it was a bit tricky at the time, but I think I ended up getting around it. So we'll carry on with this track. This kick is terrible, and I know why it's terrible. It's because I cut out the low end of my kicks. I have no idea why I did that. It was the stupidest thing, because I didn't have any low end anyway, so it's just pointless. This bit's good. That's what I'm talking about. So this is me attempting to make like a bigger second section, but it's just not great. Hi-hats are terrible. The crash was creative, but the lead is just so horrible. I think the reason why I called this Shark was because the synth that I was using was a sawtooth synth, like sharp teeth, and that's where I got the idea from. Also, that fade in Shark is actually not bad if you listen. This bit here. That's actually not bad. I thought that was pretty good. And here come the audience again. This also, for some reason, this synth that I'm using right here has a really low attack, and I'm not sure why. Okay, a bit of variation, not bad. Here we go, this is a synth solo now, but it's just really bad. That's me saying, you ready for this? Yeah, this is a knife party technique, but it didn't work. That's me saying, hit him again, but it's so bad. That's what I'm talking about. Layering. this bit was good. That ending was actually not bad. That was creative, and I'm pretty sure that is what influenced who you'll become in the future. Now the next track is probably the best track I've ever made.
Hello.
Yeah.
Say something weird.
Mangoes in some sauce.
Ah, this was fun.
Mangoes in some sauce. Mangoes sauce. Mangoes in some sauce. Mangoes in some sauce. Mangoes in some sauce. Mangoes sauce. Mangoes sauce.
Then we've got Casey's solo.
Mangoes in some sauce. Mangoes in some sauce. Mangoes in some sauce. Mangoes in some sauce. Mangoes in some sauce.
I think that's Stuart in the background.
Mangoes in some sauce.
There's this. Honestly, Maxim's bit just before the drop is just great. This bit is just great.
Mangoes in some sauce.
Beautiful. Oh, what a track. That's never going to get old. Right, we're going to move on to the next rap instrumental. It's had like big string sections, like a big epic track. Again, perfect for a diss track actually. But this isn't actually that bad. Like, all the elements are there. There's some wobbly bass in the background that's a bit too quiet. But it genuinely worked really well. Just as a reference, quickly, just compare this to the Nine Get House remix, like back in 2013. We've already made a lot of progress, and we've still got like a long way to go. This bit, I think, was inspired by KSI's Little Boy, this bit that's coming up now, right? Yeah, the rhythm. Little Boy trying to get involved. Come on then, let's get involved, you prick. Something like that. And I knew how to use filters here as well, because Mixcraft has this thing where you can use like automated filters on the regions. You can hear the bass a lot more clearly here. There's that wobble bass, that was a lot of fun. There's like a marimba in the background, it sounds like a skeleton noise, which is cool. Now the next track is a very, 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 very big milestone on the channel, and it's Who You'll Become. This is the first time that I did a track where I used myself as the cover art, like a picture of me, like a lot of people tend to do. And it's also the first time I sung properly in a track, and this was when like the content started to improve a lot. So let's go through it. Already, that crash with the delay on it is a big staple. You've got the synth in the background, quite low. And then it comes in. The already we've got like the main sort of theme of the track, if you like, the main motif, and we've got that thickness. The thickness is definitely there now, or at least a bit more than before. I picked two synths, like a lead synth and a bass synth, that work well together, and they create a nice bit of texture in this. The rhythm is okay, the kick is better, but still not great. It's still too wompy, but it's definitely getting there now. And the side chaining is there, so we've got a very sort of basic EDM tune that is listenable, I guess. That's a good snare. There's an arpeggiator, there's a nice breakdown, and here come the vocals. No matter what you say, too much auto-tune. No matter what you do, the bass is good. So what I've done here is I've layered the vocals, so I've got like a high layer, it's got you no matter what you say, and then I've got a lower layer where I'm just like no matter what you say. So it creates that nice sort of octave difference, which creates a bit more texture. So I said it once before, and I'm gonna say it again. This works well. I've gotta make sure this message goes into your head, so don't rush, take okay, so the build starts. Keep it low, don't overflow. I want you to know the drop was okay. This bit was alright. You can hear the arpeggiator in the top. Variation. See, this was nice. This was a lot smoother. That sweep was too loud. This bit was nice. This was like a sort of relaxing part, less textured part for emotional purposes. So don't rush, take it slow. Perhaps not too bad, but this bit was good. That was nice, sort of like a troll. Again, variation. So, main issue with this track is the vocals are really quiet and they're not well mixed at all. And the reason for that is because A, I didn't know how to mix vocals properly, as many people don't when they start making music. And two, or B, my microphone was absolute crap. It was my, it was like just a basic office PC microphone that I was, a long like plastic stick that I was singing into, and it was just awful. So no matter what you say, no matter what you do, there'll always be a path for you. Nice ending with the piano, not too bad. And then there's no fade out, is there? Oh, I haven't learned how to do fade outs yet. I just heard someone in the house. That's weird. Okay, so that was Who You Become. There was a lot that was just better here, and like people started to notice it a bit more, I think. So what did I say? A lot of people don't realise how much goes into a basic EDM track like this. I don't have a lot of high quality gear, so I can't make the best music, but I'm resourceful, and not having what I need won't stop me from trying. This is probably one of the best tracks I've created so far, and the one I've enjoyed since Show Me the Limit was produced, the one I've most enjoyed. I hope you enjoy it, and if you did, it would be extremely helpful if you liked the video and shared it with someone who likes this kind of music. You probably won't. It's not exactly quick and easy to share a song with someone. Oh wait, it is. Me being a bit sassy. You don't have to, but doing so helps my music grow, and that's one of the most important things needed for a musician like me to become successful among the thousands and thousands of tracks uploaded every day. We need the public to like and share our stuff if they think it's decent. It's not easy, it's so easy and so helpful for me. So if you do like it and share it, thank you. It's much appreciated. So yeah. I wanted to be real in my description. So, hey Liz! It was quite a long description, but it was just really important to me to be able to, mention that sort of thing. So, I'm glad I did actually. So, this was a huge milestone on the channel. And like going back to the previous stream, going through all those GarageBand tracks, this was a big jump on the channel. The mixing was getting better, the variations were getting better, the samples I was using, the actual elements like EQ and compression were getting better. Production was a little bit better because now I was using pictures of me, I was like culling them out. And in general, things worked, and like the likes on the video were a lot more compared to like the 1 or 2 I was getting on all the previous stuff. So over time, things were definitely getting better. So the next track, unfortunately, is not as good as Who You'll Become. The next track is Dimensions, which is spelt incorrectly. I was a bit sort of stubborn about this. I thought Dimensions had 2 spellings because I've seen it spelt in 2 different ways. I think the correct spelling is with an S rather than a T, but it doesn't matter. And yeah, Dimensions, it wasn't a great track, but I'll read it in a sec. Sadly, not many people read descriptions. The best is to write a comment and pin it. Most people read it then. Oh yeah, this is true. Especially now, which is lucky because I sometimes do that, but not all the time. So, okay, moving on to the next track. This is Dimensions, with basically no description. This is the whole description, by the way. And I kind of used like some elements that somebody else was using in their YouTube video, and I did something that I hadn't done before with Dimensions, which was I basically did a section during the second breakdown where I had someone just speaking and talking about something kind of random. I'm going to see if I can remember what the context was, but let's take a listen now. That beginning was quite harsh, but filters are quite nice. Everything's like nice and low at the beginning. Very, very simple, very basic. Okay. Starting to come in slowly. Okay, that riser was nice. The beat's a bit crap. But the layering was good. Yeah, very basic, very, very sort of simple. I could remake it in the future, Then this is where the breakdown comes in with the piano, and this was good actually. This was very heavily based on Hope by Tobu. I think that's where I got the inspiration from. And then this is the build section, which was quite interesting actually. You can tell that it's a build without being a build because you've got the filter changing and more elements coming in. And then you've got that snare. And then here we've got the full texture as well. There's syncopation at the back. That was good, nice bit of variation there with the filter. I've just seen the comment that you posted. Okay, so now we've got the talkie breakdown.
We're living in a society that, to a large extent, is pop. I think it's one of the facets of our society, and it's one of the facets of the present society, which is new.
Okay. So it's just talking about how most people listen to pop, I think.
That hasn't existed before. But it's made, in a way, partially a new landscape for us.
Okay, so I'm talking about like EDM being a new thing, I think. Something different that people don't expect. But but it's good because it, like he said, it like creates a new landscape for people. Speaking of descriptions, it's literally in the description. Yeah. You're right about people not reading the description then, Lizzie. Just based on that. Here we go. You can tell the build's coming back in. Yeah, there's the build. Yeah, the problem with this that I have is that the mix in general is, the layering is better, but the mix is not very clean, and I'm not really sure what I did wrong. I think it's partly because of the bass isn't very clear, and the leads could probably be a bit sharper. It's just the different elements that I've used could have been better and could have been mixed a bit better. But like generally the elements are there and they're actually not that bad, so you can tell that I'm going to slowly start to build on this as the future goes on. Again, nice bit of variation. Oh, this was nice, this ending. New arpeggiator. Oh wow, yeah, no, that was good. Oh. Wow, okay, yeah, no, that ending was much nicer. Yeah, that was an interesting track. I never really thought it was that great. I think the mix was kind of dead to me. And also the talking part wasn't very interesting. But the next track I liked. So the next track is Balance. And Balance is another track that I sung in. And we love arpeggiators. Yeah, no, hang on. Arpeggiators. Yeah, I think you spelled it right. So this is Balance. Balance is a very interesting one. This is a proper old school Tyler Brooker track. If you're an old fan, you'll know this one. So this one was a bit better in terms of the mix. It was a bit too noisy though. Too much white noise. I didn't know how to use white noise properly. Cover art was a bit crap. Here we go. Here comes the breakdown.
Have you ever lost yourself in a never-ending place of space and time?
This was good. The vocals were better here, definitely.
Well, I think that it's time that we put the balance back into our lives.
Bit too much auto-tune though.
I'm not afraid when I hear the sound. I feel the balance when I'm on the ground.
Vocals are a bit sloppy during the build, but the build itself is good. There's also a main lead in this, but it's a bit quiet. It's nice though. It's like a breathy lead. The side chaining is a bit too heavy. That doesn't help. And yeah, you're right. The vocals aren't mixed very well. Again, because I just had like an office microphone. But this bit's good. This bit, the next breakdown, I use the same sort of techniques that I did in Who You'll Become. So it's a vocal breakdown with like the beat and like the bass and everything, but like sort of cut down a bit. Might have been pan flutes. I think it was like a synth flute, so it was not quite realistic. But arpeggiator comes in. Vocals are a bit odd here. But it was a nice bit of variation. Nice bit of harmony there. This bit was okay. Nice bit of variation. Atmospheric variation.
I'm not afraid when I hear the sound. I feel the balance when I'm on the ground.
Variation in the drop. Yeah. That wasn't so bad. There was definitely a lot that needs to be improved in that particular bit. Like, yeah, you're right. The vocal mixing was not great, again, because I was using like a little office microphone that I couldn't mix very well. I'm glad you added subtitles. Yeah, I'm gonna do that for the future videos now that have lyrics in them, if I've added subtitles. But yeah, so there was a lot that was better in that. I was starting to understand like how to use white noise, but I didn't know how to mix it properly. Nowadays I know. White noise is, you've got to be really, really careful how you use white noise, and I wasn't using it properly. I was making it too loud, so the mix was just really hissy, it's like sss all the time. And there's already a lot of hiss when you're using synths. When you hear that sort of sawtooth synth, it has something called an overtone, which is what has that hissy sort of sound. So if you add additional hiss to something that already has a sort of sound, it just ruins the whole mix. So you have to be very careful with that, and I wasn't particularly careful with this mix or with future mixes. Having said that, the next mix is a really, really interesting one, and probably one of my favourite old time mixes because of how good it was at the time. The next one is my first track that I ever released on Logic Pro, which is the software that we used when I was in sixth form. And it's Crystal Waters, and this was so much fun for me to do because Logic Pro basically is the more professional version of GarageBand and allows producers to make stuff for real, and like, it's just amazing. It's not really designed for EDM, and I did still use all of the stock plugins, but it was just so much fun to use, and like the stock synths that they had were incredible, and so I thought, I've got to make something using these synths. They were so crisp, they were so clean, I just had to do something. So I came up with something really atmospheric with Crystal Waters, a lead with a lovely chord sequence and like a really nice like rhythm behind it, and it was just beautiful. So this, without further ado, is Crystal Waters. It'll load. Yeah, even somebody really liked it. They said it was too underrated. The cover art was a bit shit. I don't really know what I was trying to do. But yeah, this is when the instrumentation changed because of Logic. The kick was a bit thumpy. Oh, this sound is so beautiful. Suddenly the whole room was filled with the synths, and it was just, the layering and the texture was just fantastic. Listen to how thick it is, it's beautiful. And the sidechaining as well. Clap as well, very nice clap. And here comes the melody. It was just so smooth, and it was just so atmospheric. There's a synth solo in this as well, fun fact, which is quite nice. Probably one of my favourite ones. Hi-hats are a bit quiet. The snare's good. And here we've got the breakdown. listen to that pumping synth. It's just so nice to listen to it. And there's a pad there as well. There's a choir. Okay, the synth solo is coming now, which is really nice. Here we go. That's easily got to be one of my favourite synth solos that I've ever done, because it was just so much fun. And then we got this build. This was okay. I think this could have been a bit stronger. But the mix was good. The mix was very full, which I liked. There's an arpeggiator up there as well. Even though the elements weren't designed for EDM, I made it work, which I'm really proud of. And I remember some of my friends listening to that in the studio, and they thought it was really good. They were just so impressed. The sub bass under there as well. Nice. Yeah, that was an important milestone on the channel because, you know, people really liked that, and I just missed that. Why was it called Crystal Waters? I think it's because the synth in there, the main sort of melody synth, was called Crystal Waters, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to name the track after that because it was such a nice like collection of words. So yeah, the next track is a very interesting one, but it's the first track on my channel that actually blew up. So this is going to be interesting. This is a EDM remix of Man's Not Hot, which is something that was really popular back in sixth form. I remember we were in like the music tech room, and then my mate Ethan, who was like the drummer in my old band, was like, "Oh my god, Tyler, come take a look at this." And he showed like all of us. We were crowding around his MacBook, and he showed us this thing. It was this guy in the studio being like, 2 + 2 is 4, -1, that's 3, quick maths. And everyone just found it really funny. And I thought, you know what I could do? I could remix that, and that's what I did. I set everything up. I found him saying it with no track. It was just him, and I decided to remix it. And I'm not gonna lie, the instrumentation is a bit weird, but it did well because it caught a lot of traffic. This was the first time ever on my channel that I caught traffic like this. I was really excited. So this is going to be really interesting. So
come on, man's born ready.
The cover art's a bit crap.
Okay. Boom. Big Shack. Ota Asni. Scoop no. Rat no. Usna.
This is going to be great.
Ota the girl them as well. 2 + 2 is 4, -1, that's 3, quick maths. Everyday man's on the block, smoke trees. See your girl in the park, that girl was a uckers. When the ting went quack, 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 you man were ducking. Oh, time sneak. He's got a pumpy.
What an interesting lead.
He's got a frisbee. Trap on the road, moving that cornflakes. Rice crispy.
Do you know what's funny? I remember my mates actually played this on the bus on the way home, and that was just hilarious.
Oh, time my girl Whitney. On the road doing 10 goals. Like a pose. You man fought and froze. I see a plain girl than a pose. If she's not on it, I post. Look at your nose. You dip her. Look at your nose.
Those long like garden hose.
You get me? Boom.
There's a breakdown.
You know that you're feeling that. Yeah, you're done now. I see you shivering in that. Don't get shook, man's air. You're protected him, yeah?
Then I'll switch it up a bit.
Let's go. Hop up the 4-door with the 4-4. It was 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chilling in the corridor. Your daddy's 44, and he still got a man for a draw. Let him know. When I see him, I'm gonna spin his jaw. Take man kicks by force. Send man shot by force. Your girl knows I got the sauce.
No ketchup.
Just sauce. Raw sauce.
I can't believe this. Oh, bit too bassy. So he's imitating gun sounds here, so I added some gun sounds. It is more than 4 years old. It's unbelievable.
You don't know. Big shot. Yo, yeah.
And then this bit's just him talking.
Fight in the booth. You get me? Man's not hot. I said,
The
man's
rhythm was good because it was very well syncopated and it was mixed pretty well as well.
not
So
hot. I said, a man's not hot. The girl told me, take off your jacket. I said, babe, man's not hot. Yo, man can never be hot. Perspiration thing. Links effect. Yo, you don't know. You look a bit shook, Charlie.
You look a bit hot.
oh, this was such a great mix.
You sweating in that again.
Brother, man,
This
don't
was uploaded in October 2017 and it was already like, this was what I was doing. This is the stage that I was
talk
at.
to me, Charlie.
Cool.
Yeah, man, listen, you're cool in that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
know.
You're cool in that, but I know how you look in it. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't want to set that, you know, the goons
He's
out.
basically saying that because he's white, he's probably going to get robbed if he goes into like London or something. Like, I know how it is, innit?
You know, like that. All right, cool. Don't take me for one of these boys and that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Nice bit of reverb at the end. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I really missed that. And the next track is just completely random. This is another Logic Pro track that I did in my spare time. I remember showing one of my music tech mates, Harry, and he thought it was just really funny. So I thought, you know what? I recreated like a Russian donk bass thing, and I just called it donk, and this is what it was. The rhythm's actually really good in this, I think. It's mixed quite well. This was fun. This is a lot of fun, but it's very repetitive, so I probably won't listen to the whole thing. The thing is with Mixcraft, Logic is just so much cleaner than Mixcraft, which is why I loved using it. Okay, this just goes on for a bit, so I'm going to skip forward. Oh, this is where I changed it up a bit. Yeah, that was fun. That was just the whole thing was just done as a bit of a joke. And I'll tell you what, the next one is even worse actually. So the next mix is the 9cat EDM remix. So obviously the first mix I uploaded to the channel was the 9cat house remix, and then I did another version, and then I did a rock version. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do an EDM version. So this is going to suck. So just brace your ears because this is bad. I know how much you hate this, Liz. Well, it's about to get a lot worse. There is a cat in it, to be fair. I'm just, very quickly, I'm just going to compare this to the very first mix, the very first music that I uploaded, which was the 9cat house remix back in 2013. Let's just hear the difference real quick. Oh my god. Now compare that to this. How long does it go on for? Okay. Okay, yeah, so that was the 9cat EDM remix. I know, like, I couldn't listen to the whole thing, so the 2013 version is groovy. It's a completely different style, hard to compare. But the problem is the 2013 version was just really badly produced for obvious reasons. But yeah, now we're heading into some very interesting territory. So the next mix is another remix. It's a remix I did of Camila Cabello's Havana, which was the first track on my channel that blew up really big. So this is the first video on my channel, the first remix I did that hit more than like 2,000 views. And this was so big for me, and everyone was like really happy for me. Now it's got nearly 10,000 views after about 4 years, which is pretty good. And you know, the comments are really nice as well. I got a lot of likes compared to my old stuff, and this was just really big for me. So I was super happy with this. So without further ado, this is Camila Cabello's Havana, but my remix. And people in sixth form really liked this as well. They were like, "You've got to release this. This is great." So I did. The kick was a bit funny though. I didn't like the kick. Also, Cell did the cover art, so thanks for that. The resolution's wrong though. There's a lot going on. Yeah, the layering was a lot better. Carefree, just graduated, fresh from campus. Hey. This bit was just a bit crap. That kick is way too bassy. I can't believe I didn't notice that at the time. Also, this is when I started learning to synthesize properly. So some of the sounds that you can hear on here are what I created from scratch. Like there's a laser gun sound, you get like a little sort of laser pop. That was done purely from scratch by me, so I was quite proud of that. That one there, wait. That was a laser sound that I made. And that build sound as well. It's not too bad. There's something happened with the vocal quality here, I don't know what. Yeah, that was the first mix I did on my channel that was really like sort of blew up properly, and yeah, that was a very good thing to do. I think that's when my channel started to get a bit more attention. But next we have the next rap instrumental. I won't play this thing in its entirety because otherwise we're going to be here all day. This was done on Logic, but this was very cold. This got quite a few downloads as well, so. Not my best remix. No, I agree. It's definitely not my best, but at the time it did very well. Hey, there's a water bottle over there. I'm drinking my tea. I'm out of tea. I'm gonna make some more. Yeah, this is literally all it is. This is the whole track, with a couple of breaks here and there. But yeah, that's the whole track. So there's nothing to it really. That was again just for people to freestyle to, and you know that was on SoundCloud. People could download it on SoundCloud, and they did. So the next track is a bit of an odd one. So this is called 53, and this is one that me and Cell actually did. So I'm pretty sure Cell took like an old track and kind of cut it up in Audacity and then gave it to me. And then I just put some like a really basic beat over it, and it was kind of odd, kind of trippy, but it didn't really work very well in my opinion. So let's take a listen very quickly. I think this is the first example of a lo-fi track on my channel. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it wasn't very loud. I don't think I mastered it very well. Yeah, this one just wasn't great. There's nothing to it. This is literally the whole mix. I was fucking about, and I just said you should fuck with it for a bit, and yeah, this is all we came up with, and it was just not great. I knew there wasn't really a lot I could do with it from the beginning, so so yeah, that was a bit strange. Oh. I did not mean to do that. Okay, I need to reopen that. Control-Shift-T. There we go. Very useful. If you accidentally close the tab, Control-Shift-T reopens the last page you were on. Oh, nice. So the next track we're going to listen to is Level 1, which in my opinion was not that great. At the time, I thought it was really good. But I listen to it now and I think there's a lot of problems with it because I was trying to make something that I just kind of couldn't, and that was a bit of a mistake. But before we listen to it, I'm going to take a quick break because I really need to use the bathroom. So I will be right back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We have returned. I apparently don't exist. That's nice. Okay, there we go. Not really sure what happened there, but there we go. He's back. Need to very briefly check something on my phone. Lots of music that needs to be streamed automatically. Thankfully. Hope everyone's doing okay. Well, thank you for the welcome back. Just give me 1 second, and then we'll take a look at level 1, which is a weird track. There we go. Good. Okay, so moving on to level 1. The best way I can describe level 1 is if I gave you guys an analogy of... Tell you what, let me actually go onto the track. So, basically it's like if you have a little kid who plays Fortnite and he says, I really want to remake Fortnite in Roblox, right? But he has no idea how to program anything in Roblox or use Roblox Studio or anything like that. So all he manages to do is draw like a few things, like a few shapes and a few buildings and stuff, and like draw some guns into the world or something. And other people play it and they're like, this isn't Fortnite, you've just drawn some stuff, this sucks. You've not... All the materials that he has are there. Everything that he needs is there, but he just doesn't have the knowledge to use it or do it correctly, right? That's probably the best analogy for level 1, because I had all the necessary things I needed, all the tools and all the plugins and stuff. I just didn't have a clue how to do it because I wasn't there yet. I was trying to do something that was too ahead of my own knowledge, which was a bit of a mistake, to be honest. And you guys will hear that when the mix starts, because it's just not the best mix, to be honest. So yeah. Let me just go ahead and stick my water bottle there. Okay, here we go. Starts off quite nice, like a PC startup sound, like the track is just starting. Interesting chords. This bit was okay. Could have had some more stuff here though. I should probably mention that this track was in the style of MDK, who was like a wubstep artist, and I was trying to recreate some of his stuff, but it just didn't really work. The bass is horrible. It's very like. Bleh. The wubstep is like dubstep, but it uses more video game sounds. It's very 8-bitty and it's a bit faster as well. That's pretty much it. There's too much going on. It's a bit chaotic. I remember showing this mix to you, Sal, and you basically said that the drop was like really good. Like, holy shit, the drop is like what you said. I think it was in like Skype or something. But yeah, I'm surprised you thought it was that good at the time. Nonsense lyrics. Kind of weird, I don't know. epic toms, except they weren't very epic. Okay, have fun. Hope the stream goes well. Yeah, that was okay. No, it wasn't okay. There was just too much layering going on, so I just had no idea. The next track is kind of interesting. So, the next track is a remix, an EDM remix of Asian Jake Paul, which was the diss track against Rice Gum that iDubbbz and Boy in the Band did, which was interesting. I'm going to have to be careful with this one. But, yeah, it seemed like people really liked this. So, yeah, I'm going to give this one a shot. I hope this doesn't get me, like, striked or something. I think it should be fine. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it is explicit, obviously.
Calling all units. Shots fired. Shots fired in front of the Supreme store. There's about to be a 261 in progress. Send all available units. Send in the backup. Send in the big gun. Send in the K9 unit. Send in the...
I wanna be gay, cause you're fucked and I wanna savor it. But it's cool, after smashing you, I'll PayPal you 2K. Oh no, you getting mad? Gonna knock the phone right out of my hand? That shit was fucking absurd. You're a rapper who can't resolve shit with words? Talk like you eat some paste. Hey, is that your IQ or your age? Hey, say to your audience face.
The flow was actually really good. There was something wrong with the kick in some places, but the flow was actually quite nice.
Hey, I'm big up Sartori's taste. Hey, look afraid, must have seen a ghost rider. Well, ditto, little bitch, but I'm not scared to show mine. You've been pretending ever since your little rice bowls descended.
This bit was weird.
At all when you weren't capable of making a playground insult. That's bad. But then I heard you tried to rap. I was more disappointed than when I found out Casey Neistat didn't have nice tats. Boy, gotta flex. Gotta flex, flex, flex. Because when you've got no
I liked the trumpet sounds. I used them a lot.
personality, replace it with a Rolex. You really don't see your friends rolling their eyes, hoping to die. They're so tired to be throwing the price of what you buy in their face. No, 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 no. You think they're gonna say, oh my god, you're such a legend. You make me so wet with your reckless spending. You've gained my respect and you're oh so phony. Please, give me the reaction about me. You're fucking delusional, so try your best to remember. You're not a pimp, you're a borderline sex offender. This boy a flavor of the month, but which is it, huh? A whiny Vietnamese wannabe gangsta. It's salt and vinegar. You're like Kanye.
The mix in this, like the leads and stuff, are really weird, but they kind of work.
Without the town, like Jackie Chan, but a little faggot, like Soulja Boy. But actually, yeah, you're exactly like Soulja Boy.
And there was a build here as well.
Little hoe, little bitch, suck my 5.3-inch dick. Admit that you just got pounded. I'd say take the L if you could pronounce it. Get it? Because you're Asian? That's what you wanted, right? Hey, let's make fun of the Ashen Bow with his ashen bowish eyes. Jesus Christ, you're as predictable as a house tour. To call you surface level would be an insult to the ground floor. Whatever you promise to follow, you quit. You can't persist for shit, you narcissistic prick. Your audience is fickle, here's what I predict. Your channel's bound to crash down to rubble.
Variation's good.
Someone could come, not realize they're in a bubble. But let me guess, I'm irrelevant, right? Isn't that your excuse? When you're too stupid to explain your views? Cause you're as basic as a one-block Rubik's Cube? You're an insecure, unoriginal little bitch, and that's that. So come to think of it, you're actually the dog filter on Snapchat.
Got cash, money, and refusing the clicks, and yet you're always trying to be a little bitch.
Now I'm finished as planned. It was just 3 minutes, so it wasn't that bad, but I got one question to ask you, bro. Did it feel good, though?
That was fun. I had a lot of fun doing that. That didn't do super well. I think it did alright on SoundCloud, but yeah. The next one is very, very basic. Another original. This one's called Late Night, and this was really, really simple. Hence why it only got 22 views in about 3 years. Or 4 years, rather. That kick is too loud as well. Look how basic this track is as well. It's like the cover art is so simple. I like the synth, I think that's why I used it. This is when I learned how to use bit crushers and how much I really liked bit crushers. Oh, this is weird. The noise is a bit crap. But again, the general mix of the track is slowly starting to get better. Okay, it's got so a lead, a bit too quiet, I think. Okay, that's better. Arpeggiator in there. This was good, this was a clever idea. See, this was just very generic, very sort of like late night car music, but didn't do well at all. I don't know what's wrong with the quality. Ending was okay. Nice sort of fade out. And now we've got another track which is actually really good, and that is Saviour, which is another Logic Pro track, which I'm quite excited to hear again. This was very similar to Crystal Waters, but it had a couple of problems, I think. I think in general the mix was really good, and I did a couple of things that I wouldn't normally do. But the mix for Saviour was quite nice, so let's take a listen. The kick was good, a bit punchier, a bit different, but it was nice. Not sure what happened with the quality, but alright. Again, you got that thickness that only Logic Pro can create. Arpeggiator was nice. I also really like that snare, but I think it was too quiet. That riser was good.
In time,
There's me.
EDM would fall to the ground into nothing. But one day, a man rose from the ashes.
I remember doing this. This was so much fun.
Saviour.
Another synth solo. This build up was alright.
But one day, a man rose from the ashes. A savior.
Definitely brings back good memories. Yeah, that was a good track. Again, the mixing is definitely starting to get a lot better. So, I'm just going to take a look at the stream real quick. I think it's a bit quiet at the moment, but I hope everybody's doing well who's currently watching. I don't know who is actually watching, so if you are watching, feel free to say something in the chat, let me know that you're here and you're about, and that you're enjoying the stream. Okay, so the next track we're going to look at is another bit of a weird one, but it was actually quite nice. It was just a sort of electronic track that worked quite well called Electric Expression. And yeah, let's go. Let's have a listen to the mix of this one. If it'll work. I'm making a meme. Shut up, Tyler. Okay. I hope not. The kick's a bit thumpy. I think this is where the main idea came from. It was this organ that was quite nice. Yeah, that kick is really weird. I will genuinely pay someone if they can figure out what the lyrics are. You'll never figure it out. White noise is too loud. Yeah, this is a weird track, funny enough. Cover art was also really lazy. I think what's funny for me is that we haven't even left 2017 yet. We're still in like December 2017. We've got such a long way to go. Okay, that was Electric Expression. Now, in the playlist, you can see that the next track is the remastered version of Show Me the Limit. But there is another track that I never actually released because I thought it was quite cringy. And I think it's about time I showed everybody what that track is. It was a track that I very briefly released to the channel. It's a track called Who I Was. And I rap in it and I sing in it and it's terrible. and we're going to take a listen as to why it was so bad. It's been a while since I've heard this, so this is going to be very, very interesting. Oh, that's such a cringy phrase. Here we go.
There will be a time in my life when I'll have to say goodbye.
The singing is so bad.
I know that you'll forget me, but I always want you by my side. All the things that we did together, will you remember who I was? All the things that we did together.
Again, vocal mixing is bad. Oh, this is so bad. This is so cringy.
You never understood how much you meant to me, but I know that you'll never remember me. You always gave me so much energy. For me, you were always a necessity, but I know our time will run out eventually.
Oh, it's so cringe.
Just end up as a memory. There will be a time in my life say goodbye.
And I know that you'll forget me, but I always want you by my side.
All the things that we did together, will you remember who I was? All the things that we did together, will you remember who I was? You were my motivation, my innovation. You know the only thing I wanted was your admiration. You helped me build myself a better reputation, and you helped make me who I am. You were my calibration. I know that you don't
Brilliant.
really care. It was as if I was never really
I'm guessing that's from me singing.
Bet you won't even remember my face.
Now who will fill the empty space, 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 space?
There will be a time in my life.
Yeah, no, I hate this so much. Oh, a piano at the end gave me chills. Yeah, so basically that song was about me expressing my sadness because I think I knew that Sick Form was eventually going to come to an end and I wouldn't be able to see all of my friends anymore. Like, we'd keep in touch, but nothing would be the same, and that would suck, and a lot of them would just forget about me because I was never that important to them, when I always thought they were important to me, and I always really enjoyed being around them. And no matter how much I expressed that, it was never important to people because eventually they would just forget about me and like move on with their lives, and that just kind of sucked. I didn't want my lives to revolve around them, obviously, but it just sucked knowing that things were going to change like that. So I wanted to sort of express it in a song, and that song sucked, so I had to make it unlisted. So we're going to move on to the next one, and that is Show Me the Limit Remastered, which is a much better version of the original Show Me the Limit. So let's take a listen. This was done in Logic Pro, by the way, so this was a lot better. Yeah, seems like people liked it. I just wanted to make it as improved as possible, so... Much thicker simps. Much better build sounds as well. Kind of better. Yeah, the mixing that was a lot better, and the sounds are just much better in general. And I added the clapping as well from the original. That kick could have definitely been a lot louder. I even copied the hi-hat rhythm, that's really good. Yeah. Definitely a good example of a remastered track. And that was the first remastering I did as well, actually. So, okay, next track is an interesting one. Somebody Touched My Spaghetti, but it was an EDM remix, so this is going to be weird. Oh yeah, you did the video for this one. Hang on. If it will load. The video for this was really weird, and also just... like, I don't know why I used that logo, like the splat. And then there's this going on. The bass was good. I think the reason why I did this was because the bass just worked. The fact that it froze on that scene. Just that movement. Yeah, the mix wasn't terrible, but... this bit was funny. The slow-mo is actually so funny. Like...
Somebody touch my spaghetti!
So the fact that the animation continued on like that was actually a really good idea. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to the last track that I'm going to do for this stream, because we have gone to 2 hours now. Honestly, I don't know how long I can keep going for. I thought I'd get through all my sick form tracks today, but I feel like it's still going to take me a long time. So, because we've still got quite a few to go through before we even get to the last one, which is Hi Mum, I'm on TV. So that's probably going to be for next stream. I'm pretty sure we can do it then. So, so this is going to be Rush. Rush is obviously a big milestone on the channel, because not only was it another increase in production ever so slightly, but it's also the first track I was confident enough to release, and other people in my sick form really liked it as well. It sort of became like a meme in sick form as well, because people knew that I'd released it and they were quite excited for like the next one. So Yeah, it took me a while to upload it to YouTube though. So this was done in February of 2018. So this is like middle of second year sixth form. So this is a good time for me. So let's take a listen to Rush, the original. I just can't believe how flat the original is now as well. I used to think this was good. The kick was a bit better as well. Too much low end cut out of the kick though, that's the problem. And the main synth is just weird. It's not very EDM-y, so the snare sucks. But the lead and the chords together were really nice. This is one of the reasons why I really liked this song. And all the effects that I used as well. Yeah, just in general, the layering was better, but the actual synths used and the way it was done was not very good. The build is just dead. It's just so flat. Oh, that drop is so flat. It's just so dead. There's like nothing to it. I don't know how I thought this was good. The rising synth that's in time with the music is not bad. The transition was nice. But I'm pretty sure the chords, not only are they layered too much, but the chords are also just too loud. I think the leads definitely needed more layers. Yeah, once Rush is finished, I'll take a look. Everybody in the house.
Gotcha.
That was fun. That was a fun bit of the track. But it's just so flat. Yeah, ending was nice and smooth, but just in general, that whole thing was bad. And there's a fade out as well. That's nice change in production value. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for this stream. What do you want me to react to? Go ahead, give me the link. Twitch. Hang on. Load up the chat real quick. Oh dear, yeah. So we've come a long way. I think, you know, there's still a lot that we've got to react to. So this is going to be part 2 on the channel. So this is going to be between Show Me the Limit and Rush. So a pretty big jump. And you can tell that the like my mixing ability is slowly starting to improve, which is really impressive. And, you know, things are starting to get better, but we've still got a lot of tracks to go through in sixth form. Because I did produce a lot when I was in sixth form. I just kept sort of pushing them out. And then the last track I made before I went to uni was the dubstep thing, the Hi Mum, I'm on TV, which was just a lot of fun. Right, let's have a look at what this is. I'm a bit scared. Oh no. Water bottle and tea. Oh no. Tyler Burger King. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why is it so distorted? drinking my tea, I'm out of tea, I'm gonna make some more. Yeah, hey, hey, there's a over there, hey, there's a over there, hey, hey. You just looped it over and over again. Hey, there's a over there. I'm drinking my tea, I'm drinking my tea, I'm out of tea, I'm gonna make some more. You did that whilst the stream was going on, I can't believe it. What is this statement? Carlos eats grass in his free time. I can't believe you, you're nuts. Oh, that was funny. That's going to be on the channel forever, I hope you realise, because I am uploading this stream to the channel, so... Oh, God, dear, thanks for that. Right, I think that's enough streaming for today, so I think we're going to call it there. So next time we stream, we're hopefully going to finish off the Sick Form tracks. We're going to go from Rush. I think the track after Rush was the Crystal Waters chiptune remix. And then the last track is Hi Mum, I'm on TV. So I hope we can get through all of those tracks, but I can't guarantee anything. So we'll see what happens. But until then, I will see you guys soon. Thanks guys for watching. And yeah, bye.